Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mitch McCoy. I'm the Director of Public Affairs and Information for the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. A few of you had sent some questions and inquiries in on various things, and we wanted to just provide an update on a couple of different things. One is an update on what did not occur over the weekend, and that is in large part due to the proactive efforts made by the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. SLMPD officers and park rangers were deployed at multiple unauthorized teen takeover locations that were being promoted on social media. Some of you were out there as well, watching some of the proactive police work occurring. We greatly appreciate the support from our community, parents engaging with their kids and having those important conversations. Due to that, we had no teen takeovers occur in any of those areas that were being promoted on social media. Public safety is about partnership and it is about collaboration. We cannot do it alone. It does take support from our community, and we could not have done this past weekend without the support of those parents. The other update that we wanted to provide was what the Board of Police Commissioners are monitoring, and that is the vote that is occurring today at the Board of Aldermen. As you know, the Board of Police Commissioners certified its fiscal year 2027 expenditures of $250 million based on the department's operational needs, which includes addressing many of our staffing challenges, and the court has supported that. We continue to seek legal clarity, and we continue to work with the Attorney General's office and our legal division on that as well. The board believes that the SLMPD needs $250 million to effectively operate our police department. We do believe that we are one step closer to that legal clarity, and we will continue to search for solutions with all of our stakeholders at the table and making sure that we are the best police department that we know that we can be. We also want to talk a little bit about the Independence Day holiday that is coming up. As you know, we often will put a detail together to address fireworks calls. I can confirm, and I'm sure many of you can confirm based off of Ryan Kroll's reporting today, that we are responding already to fireworks calls across the city of St. Louis. We are responding to those calls, and our community plays an important role in addressing the fireworks calls that come up and making sure that everyone has a safe holiday. Fireworks are not only dangerous, but they are illegal in the city of St. Louis. It is illegal to sell, possess, or discharge fireworks. Celebratory gunfire is also incredibly dangerous and not only poses a danger to yourself, but poses a danger to our entire community. If you see something, please say something and call 911. Officers will respond, but we also have to triage calls as they come in based off of the information we have. Our officers will respond and address those fireworks as they come up, but we do have to make sure that we are balancing other calls for service that are coming in across the city. We triage those through our 911 call center, and I will point out that when an emergency call comes in, like a priority 1 shooting, we respond within 5 or 6 minutes on average to those calls. Those are the highest level priority calls. Fireworks are a lower level priority. And so we have to balance that with other calls that are happening. But we use that real-time information to help us with information, or help us triage. So if you are calling 911, please get as much information as possible, and that will help us better respond to that call for service as they come in. As we get closer to the 4th of July, we will have another detail put together to help us not only make sure that everyone is safe downtown, but that we are able to respond in an adequate way on the night of the 4th of July. So we will have that detail, the fireworks detail, put together. And I want to make sure that the other note to this is making sure that if you are outside and you hear the fireworks, please do not confront anybody that is illegally discharging fireworks. They are already creating a danger by discharging the fireworks, but what we have seen is that there are individuals who are armed and they are not afraid to fire off their gun. It goes way beyond fireworks in some of these cases. We have seen it now, an instance where somebody is shot while confronting a group of individuals that are discharging fireworks. So please do not confront individuals who are illegally discharging fireworks. Those were some of the prepared updates that we had, also based off of some of the inquiries you guys sent this morning. I'll take questions.
What penalties could someone face for doing fireworks?
It would be under the fireworks charge. It could be, and that would just be to start. You know, illegally discharging fireworks is a crime in the city of St. Louis, and you will get a summons. I will tell you that we have continued to have conversations regarding holding parents accountable for the behavior of their children, and that is something that officers will use at their discretion, and we will charge parents if we see fit.
You have the call for service information on that shooting that you referenced about fireworks?
It was in the 900 block of Rutger. A man went out to confront a group who had been discharging fireworks in his neighborhood, and after confronting the group, he was shot, and he suffered non-life-threatening injuries. This was on June 14th.
Near in that same neighborhood, I've talked to some folks who said that someone's been trucking in fireworks to sell to the area kids. Just curious to get your take on that. And also, too, are fireworks something maybe the police are interested in? It's proactive detective work to figure out who might be, selling these to kids?
I will say about a week and a half ago, we learned about that truck that was selling fireworks. I would suspect that because now it's public, that they probably won't be going back there. So we're kind of back to square one in our investigation there. We were aware of it. There's been an investigation, but I don't know how much farther we might get based off of that. I will tell you that every 4th of July we see whether it be U-Hauls, many of you have reported on that we've uncovered, and we were able to stop that. And then we've also seen where businesses will lease out office space to sell fireworks. Officers have done a very good job of dismantling those operations. So every 4th of July, there are businesses that officers are interrupting, and we expect that will continue this year.
And what sort of charges does someone face for not shooting off fireworks but for selling them in the city?
I believe it would be part of that general fireworks charge. Yeah, and then most of that is handled by our bomb and arson unit. So our bomb and arson investigators are usually right in the midst of that, or if not, it's our district officers. Yeah.
You mentioned a firework detail coming in the near future. I know you can probably only say so much, but can you give me an idea when that would start, roughly how many officers are on that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's part of our 4th of July detail that we do every year, and so it would be on 4th of July night. There have been conversations about potentially starting the day before. We're in the middle of those conversations now, and while balancing also the events that will be happening in downtown St. Louis that night.
On the budget, talk about this clarity. Where do you see that clarity coming from? And if the final budget that gets approved isn't at $250 million, is that a sign that the Board of Aldermen is afoul of the state law that basically says if you interfere with the police board, you're subject to potential prosecution for loss of office?
Yeah, the Board of Police Commissioners certified its expenditures at $250 million. The board believes that that's what is needed to effectively operate the SLMPD at the highest level, and the court has supported that and what the board has done. So there is a lot of monitoring happening right now at the Board of Aldermen with its budget approval and the process that they're going through, and we're just going to take it step by step.
Can you tell us more about the June 14th firework incident, where it happened, what time?
The June 14th firework incident happened in the 900 block of Rutger Street, June 14th, just before 2 a.m. District officers were called to a shooting, and when they arrived, they found a man who had been shot after confronting a group of individuals who had been discharging fireworks.
Just came from City Hall. Hi, Mitch.
Mark, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, glad to be here. They advanced the budget without adding the $250 million that the board has requested. I didn't see any visible signs of the board or police trying to lobby legislators to increase that. What steps has the board taken to persuade the city's elected officials that this dollar amount is worth it? Or is it their position that the state entitles them to this money and they don't have to persuade them?
Well, I would tell you that we have had numerous conversations with multiple alders. We also have provided a pretty extensive informational packet too, related to where those additional investments will go, and I believe you all have that as well. We continue to have those conversations. I know that many of the commissioners have had private conversations with most of the Board of Aldermen, if not all of the Board of Aldermen, and we will continue to work with all of our stakeholders to make sure that the SLMPD has what we believe we need to effectively operate.
And what is the latest headcount position? If you're fully staffed, what is that number, and can you confirm that the recent raises for top brass or white shirts came at the expense of reducing that number?
Excuse me?
Did the Board of Police Commissioners approve reducing the overall headcount to pay for pay raises for top
No.
brass and white shirts?
No. Who is saying that?
That was just said into our camera at City Hall. I was asking you to confirm it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not aware of that. That is not news to us. I mean, it would be news to me if we reduced our head count.
So what is it, the headcount?
It's a little more than 1,100. And we can get you the exact number. I believe it's 1128. There's some grant positions in there as well. It might be 1158. We can get you the exact number. It's a little more than 1,100. We're currently at around 850 police officers. There's many that are in the academy. We can get you those exact numbers. But I do want to clarify something, because there's been a lot of misinformation being shared about the raises for command staff and why aren't they going to patrol officers. We know that our patrol officers and our sergeants, they're the bread and butter of what we do. Without our patrol officers responding to calls for service, that is the foundation of this police department. What occurred was, after several years of raises to officers and sergeants, because commanders did not receive any type of significant raise, there was a compression issue that was created. That compression issue was created under local control. And we were at a point where if we were going to start giving out more raises to officers and sergeants, our sergeants would be making more than lieutenants. And that is just not possible under how any type of business structure works. We had to give raises to our lieutenants, captains, majors, and lieutenant colonels for us to ultimately give raises to officers and sergeants next. Again, trying to be competitive recruiting. So, Mark, there's multiple things that occurred related to the salaries and related to increasing salaries, ultimately to bring us right back to provide additional raises to officers and sergeants.
One last budget and accounting question,
Sure.
if I can, a little nerdy, but say July 1st, 2027.
Fiscal year, new fiscal year.
A year from now,
Mhm.
if the department has not fully staffed or hired all of the open positions, but still has the money in its hands to pay for those salaries, will the department commit to giving that pot of unspent salary money back to the city's general revenue fund? Or will you rather hold on to it as a department and then ask for more in the next fiscal year?
I would have to talk with President Saraceno and some of our budget folks on that to get you an adequate answer. I don't know. I know that our top priority is making sure that we are able to competitively recruit. But I can also tell you this: there is no police department in America that can hire 300 police officers within one fiscal year, right? Because it takes 8 months, 9 months to just get somebody into the police academy. And then it takes another several months to get them through. I mean, it takes almost 18 months to get somebody from the day they apply to the day that they graduate the police academy. So we did not get to this in this position overnight, and we're certainly not going to get out of this position in the next fiscal year. But we can start taking steps to try and mitigate, and steps to try and fill those positions, and steps to try and retain the experienced leaders we have. And that's exactly what the police board is doing right now.
What's your
On the question on the budget, how will you seek that clarity? We know there's a lot of lawsuits going on different aspects of it. On the $250 million, the certified expenses, where do you see that clarity coming from? Is this a separate lawsuit, or is it in ongoing court cases?
It'll be within the ongoing court cases, and which will likely end up at the Supreme Court.
You expect that before the end
Hold-
of the
let-
fiscal year?
Maria?
Can you talk about, if the Board of Aldermen says no, we don't have the money, then what?
We will continue to evaluate and figure out what we can do to invest in safety and invest in our people. As you are all aware, the Board of E&A removed $1 million from our budget already to pay for the fire department raises. So those are conversations we're having now. But regardless, we as a police department have to be collaborative, and we look forward to conversations and those sit-down meetings where we can continue to have conversations about what the Board of Aldermen can do to help support the police department and make sure that the Board of Aldermen are also making meaningful investments in public safety, because I know they also believe it's important.
Mitch, I was going to ask you about that, your reaction to this new budget, which removes $1 million from the police budget. Does that amount to kind of a defunding of the police?
I would say that I don't think that you would find many cities in America where a government would remove $1 million from a police budget to ultimately pay for raises at a fire department.
That money, the mayor said, came out of the judgment fund. So do you look at that separately than like an operational? I mean, it's not like you're taking money away from a patrol or,
Well, I mean, the Board of Police Commissioners can consistently reevaluate its money throughout the fiscal year, and if money needs to be deployed operationally, we can certainly deploy it operationally. But I can tell you that if we get to a point where we are continuously paying out legal settlements and legal judgments, the money is going to have to come from somewhere, and it's going to have to come from somewhere. It's going to have to come from one of those accounts.
What's your reaction to, you're feeling generally about this battle with city elected officials? What's your thoughts? What's your feeling? The police department's feeling about that?
I'll probably just leave my comments to what I said last week. We have, as a police department, as a police board, we asked multiple times City Hall and the mayor's office to meet regarding the budget and regarding the proposed raises for our command staff, which will ultimately lead to raises for our officers and sergeants. Those requests went unanswered until the mayor voted yes on removing $1 million from our budget.
You didn't answer whether you thought that amounted to kind of a defunding of police, taking that $1 million.
I didn't answer that.
No.
I would say that they're reinvesting the money somewhere else other than the police.
Mitch, the whole point of these raises for command staff
Mhm.
and for officers is so that way the board can fill out the one goal essentially that was given by Governor Kehoe, filling out the rank and file. I know you said it takes some time, and I get that with recruiting and whatnot.
Sure.
They got months to go through the academy, but a year from now, what does success look like for you guys? What do you guys hope to point to and say, this is proving that what we did is working?
Yeah, I would say that we. I almost got to take it in multiple steps here. So, one of the board's top priorities is to recruit and retain high-quality police officers. To obtain that, they did a 7% raise for our officers and sergeants. So at 2 years of service, you're making approximately $62,000. That is the first time that we have been able to put the salary on any of our promotional graphics in some time, because it was somewhat competitive to where St. Louis County Police was, or where some other larger police departments are. That latest 7% raise created a very critical compression issue for our command staff. Right now, more than 200 are eligible to retire today. So we ultimately had to find ways to retain our experienced police leaders. There was also growing frustration amongst our rank and file police officers, including our lieutenants and captains and some others, because the compression issue had reached such a tight squeeze that lieutenants were only making $1,000 more than a sergeant. So the police board, in an unprecedented move, did these salary raises for our command staff to fix the compression issue that had started under local control, and then that latest 7% raise with the police board created a very dire need to get that addressed and fixed. So not only are we doing what we can to retain our experienced leaders and make sure that we don't have a mass exodus of people that are eligible to retire, we are able to now go back to the drawing board with collective bargaining agreement and some others to look at what we can do to raise the starting salary once again for our officers and sergeants, trying to recruit, trying to be one of the premier law enforcement agencies we know we can be. And so there's a multifaceted approach, and you're kind of seeing this plan roll out in real time. But the board has been very diligent and strategic in how it is operating to make sure that we are competitive and that we can recruit more police officers. So I would say that the board has had, and I've had several conversations with President Saraceno, I know Chief Tracy, whatever we can do to close that gap with our police officers and our vacancies, the board is going to see as a success. Do we want to be fully authorized? Absolutely. Is it going to happen this year? It's impossible. But I can also tell you that we are in conversations now with numerous stakeholders and partners. We are going to be later, possibly this summer, early fall, we're going to be launching a very competitive recruiting campaign again. Where we are going to be trying to draw people into St. Louis. President Saraceno and the chief have just authorized another fast track, and so we are going to be doing another fast track testing blitz. So there's numerous things happening, that ultimately lead us to doing what we can to close that vacancy gap.
But again, just to measure success, is it larger recruiting classes? Is it more frequent recruiting classes? Is it better retention within those recruiting classes? Because I know sometimes you'll get a number in the beginning, that's not always the number that comes out at the end. And what are you guys hoping to point to in a year from now and say, this is proof that what we're doing is working?
I think that whatever we can do to close the gap, right? I mean, whatever we can do.
How many you have on staff versus budgeted?
Right. Right now, we're more than 200. We have more than 250 vacancies when it comes to police officers. Whatever we can do to ultimately close that gap, the board, I think, will look as a success.
City Hall didn't only cut $1 million intended for those settlements for those victims of police abuse. It also cut $440,000 for money that would have gone to the fire department's ambulance vehicles. To what extent has the board had discussions about the ill effects or that the police budget could have on other public safety, like ambulance services? And what have they offered to City Hall to try to work through this?
Yeah, no, those. What about police abuse? What did they?
Fund.
Oh, okay, just settlements. Okay. That I was like, I don't think we have a police abuse fund in our general revenue accounts. What I would say is that we actually, on many different occasions, multiple occasions, tried to meet with the mayor's office, and they didn't want to meet.
On the legal clarity, are you expecting that before the end of this fiscal year? Or is it all about?
And you're referring to fiscal year 26?
Correct.
Yeah, I would say that we're working and actually working collaboratively very well with the Attorney General's office on some of that stuff. And I would refer you back over to the Attorney General's office.
New construction out front. Bigger budget.
Nope. I believe that came from fiscal year 26.
Leftover money in the budget.
It's not leftover money. It was planned. As you know, Mark, police departments, several police departments across the country where officers are attacked leaving their place of work or in the lobbies where shootings occur. We are upgrading our security here at police
Does that happen
headquarters.
here?
No.
As you leave off the budget, what message to people celebrating America's 250th birthday with fireworks? What message do you have?
It's going to be an incredible time downtown. Quite the show, quite the lineup. I'm sure you'll see Mark down there celebrating. And There's many changes that Celebrate St. Louis are making to the parade route as well. So we're working closely with Celebrate St. Louis. It is going to be an incredible time. They're actually moving the parade to the afternoon, and we're really looking forward to putting many additional police officers along that parade route to celebrate the 250th celebration and making sure that people just have a safe and enjoyable time downtown. Come downtown. It's going to be an incredible time. It's going to be safe. It's going to be fun. It's going to be vibrant. And what better way to celebrate the 4th of July, particularly this one, than at the Gateway Arch?
You had asked, you had said you asked the mayor for a curfew downtown for Pride events. You wanted it, the mayor didn't. Has there been any change?
There's not. The mayor had said that it's because of police resources, which is just not true. The police department actually recommended that a curfew be in effect this weekend in downtown and downtown west. We have not had any additional conversations about that, and we remain steadfast on believing that there should be a curfew in downtown and downtown west.
What reason did the mayor give you for not wanting a curfew downtown and downtown west?
We did not. We found out in the media that that request had been denied and that it was because of our resources, which we don't know where she got that information.
Mitch, talk about, you mentioned towards the end of the summer, early fall, another hiring was.
That's correct, yep.
Talk to me about the numbers from the first one. How many applied? How many are actually in the academy?
Working on getting some updated numbers for you. I want to. There's around 40 that have made it through multiple phases and completely filled out and turned in their applications. And then we are working on combining some of the fast track testing blitz applications with other applications that have come in, and they will be going through their psychological and their medical testing next.
Any information about any more teen takeovers? You said you were on top of the 3 I think you found out about. Any information on possible teen takeovers in the future that you know about?
SLMPD officers, our park rangers, were deployed over the last weekend to prevent any teen takeovers. There were no teen takeovers that occurred. It was incredible work by our police officers and our intelligence detectives. We had spoken with many of the organizers that had been posting flyers and promoting events on social media. We did share with them our concerns. We did a lot of proactive messaging as well regarding that, and we did not have any issues. It was an incredible day in Forest Park. It was a beautiful day there. There was Harris Stowe, Chaffetz Arena. It was just, there was so much activity. It was all buzzing. It was so positive, and it was just an incredible time. So we appreciate the support from our community. We know that a lot of that also comes from our parents and guardians who were collaborative with us in making sure that there was productive conversations being had with parents and their kids, and we know that we could not have done it without the support of our parents and guardians.
You'll be doing the same thing for 4th of July weekend.
What? I'm sorry?
To make sure takeovers won't happen on the 4th of July.
That's correct. I mean, we are constantly monitoring social media for that. I know that there's already some chatter on social media about this upcoming weekend, this upcoming Pride weekend, and then we are of course monitoring social media for 4th of July. We are working with our numerous counterparts. It's a regional approach, especially with county police, our counterparts at Highway Patrol, and our federal counterparts as well when it comes to monitoring open source intelligence.
Mitch, will there be a curfew for that July 4th celebration?
I am not sure.
Is it something being talked about?
It is something that has already been recommended. I don't know if the decision's been made.
You said the chief was going to brief later this week on Pride.
That's correct. Yep.
When do you expect that?
I'm not sure yet. I'm hoping it'll be in the next couple of days. We'll do a briefing and have conversations about Pride and what we're doing as a police department and what we've been able to do collaboratively with the mayor's office regarding a true partnership that occurred when it came to operationally planning and making sure that everybody has a safe Pride weekend.
In one of the court hearings about the budget dispute between the Board of Police Commissioners and the city's elected
Mhm.
officials, I believe it was Attorney Graville who, for a moment, proceeded down the path of suggesting, well, if City Hall wants to raise taxes to pay for this, they could. It's in their purview. The judge sort of shut that line of questioning down in the hearing, but it made me curious, to what extent has the Board of Police Commissioners discussed publicly endorsing a tax increase,
I'm-
sales taxes or earnings taxes, to pay for the police expenses that you say the board needs.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that brief or what was said in the court filing, or if those conversations have occurred.
Thank you, Mitch.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elliot. Thank you, guys.